very quick. I'd say 2 years. It just developed really quickly. 23. It started, like you can see the progression of it. 6 months ago, my hair was so long, no way you could tell that I was losing it. I used to shave my hair every year or every 2 years. And then this one time I went to India and I was like, okay, cool, gonna shave my head, shaved it. And then it started growing back. And I noticed at the back and at the front, there was a lot of thinning. That's when I was like, okay, so it looks like it's not gonna grow back as it used to. But at the same time, I knew that because I always kept long hair, I knew that if I carried on growing it out, it would cover it. For me, it wasn't a slow process in the sense it started at 18 and then 19 and then 20. My thing was very quick. I'd say 2 years. It just developed really quickly. But then I grew it out enough so it covered it. It didn't look like I was losing hair or anything. But as time went on, every time I went to the shower, I wouldn't notice like shedding or anything. But I noticed when I came out of the shower, you could clearly tell that it's definitely going. And a lot of time just went on, is it still there? Like you kind of look into it. I think a lot of time got wasted on that. I noticed that I don't think I'm going to have this for much longer, or I don't know if I can keep this up for much longer. For example, when I kept the long hair, because I get involved in a lot of networking events or that kind of stuff, before you go in, you've got to, you're like, okay, do you know what? I'm going to quickly nip to the bathroom, see if everything is in order, check your hair. Is there anything showing before you leave the house? You're looking at, okay, is it placed in a certain way? Is it covering all the right places? Because you've got to have it in a certain way for it to look like you're not losing hair. It takes away a lot of that time because you're constantly like looking in the car mirror or looking in here or looking on your phone. Like, is it? So I think it takes away from whatever you're actually going to accomplish or going to achieve. It just distracts you from it. Because my hair was really long from the back and really long from the sides, there was enough volume that if it's forward, you can't tell.
Right.
So I used to always have it forward or to the side. I've got one where it's all slicked back like after a shower, and
Yeah.
you can tell that there's a massive thing going on. But because it's so long, you kind of cover it up. When I had really long hair and then I shaved it and I went for the straight buzz cut little, that was really good because it looks like your hairline's coming all the way to here, right? But the issue is it gets windy or something. It doesn't look like that perfect hairline that the barber initially does. I was rocking that and someone said to me, I don't like your haircut. And I was like, they just noticed that it was off. Because obviously when you line it up, you assume that there's hair there to line it up with. I was like, okay, so this is probably not going to work anymore. I just thought maybe should I just grow it out longer again? I considered that.
Was kind of transplants and things like this an option for you?
I definitely considered it. I said, you know what, I think I might need to have a quick trip, get it
Yeah.
done. I think there's the tattoo thing as well. I was more thinking Turkey because I knew that it wasn't so bad that I'd have to get like a full thing where it's like, you do the whole, I would just get something. So I'd already planned it. Like at some point, I will probably go to Turkey and get this done. I was thinking about many options. For me, I was like, okay, do you know what? I'm going to shave my head again, but this time I'm going to do it with the intention of not growing it back. I'm just going to keep it. I said, if it looks good and I think it looks good, I'm just going to keep it. So I did it and I was like, okay, cool. Well, I don't think I'm going to need to go anymore.
What gave you that power to just be like, I'm doing it? And how did you actually come to do it?
So I went to the barber and I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to do it one time. If worst comes to worst, my backup plan was always like, okay, I'm probably get a transplant if it's really bad. Yeah, yeah. I just went into him and I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna shave it off. And he was actually against it. He was like, I don't think you need to shave it off. Like, you're doing okay. Like, you don't need to shave it off. And then I was like, yeah, but it's too much. Like, I can't be bothered to keep it on straight in because he was doing the fringe for me every time. I was like, it's too long. Look, just shave it off. I thought that I'd have enough hair to pull off a buzz cut. I'm in the barber's chair and he's shaved it off. And you can see there's a lot more hair here and very less here. So I can't really pull off the buzz cut.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this looks terrible. I'm not going to do the buzz cut. Just shave it all off. Yeah, he shaved it all off. So it just happened to be that way. I didn't set the date or hadn't planned it. Really and truly, I was just going for a buzz cut, but clearly it didn't it didn't work out that way. And I looked in the mirror and I was like, it's not too bad. Went for a shower and everything. I thought, let's see if I still am
Yeah.
feeling it. Quick little, selfie and see am I look, and I actually really liked it. I even put it on my story. Let's see what the public opinion is. 3 or 4 people popped up. This guy it popped up to me that I've known for a while, and he's like, "You bald now?" with a question mark. And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, yeah, cool. And that was it. It
And that
wasn't
was
like,
it. Yeah.
yeah. So I don't think it's a guy thing. I think it's more that guys get worried when it's like, oh, what a girl's gonna think, or is that gonna affect my dating, or whatever it is. Yeah, I had positive feedback. I can't say that I had anyone was mean about it or anything. So I
Right.
shave my head on Thursdays once a week, get the razor out. Takes about 10 minutes, get it over with. I'm not wasting any more time. Oh, looking in the mirror, is it still there? All of that time has been cut out. Wake up in the morning, brush my teeth, the usual routine, get on with it. Nothing to worry about. And actually, when I first did it and I was going into the office, when you talk about, I just thought I'd come back to the reactions thing. The whole Andrew Tate thing was,
Yeah.
really big at
Big.
the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And then everyone in the office like, oh, top G, top G. And I was like,
Yeah.
Andrew Tate didn't invent being bald. Like there
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
bald people before him,
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just a bit of a banter. Like no one took it seriously. No one was like, oh, like a complete change. But yeah, I can't see any downsides apart from the fact that it's cold. For you, it's a big deal as you're starting out, as it is for us and for me and for you, it was. But for other people, it's not as big a deal as you think. But if you make it that way, it will be that way. I think it's good to try it out as well. Like if you do it and you think, okay, well, if you think, okay, it's gonna affect this aspect of my life, for example, if it's dating, for example, you
Mm.
think, okay, me not having hair is gonna affect this, then try it out. Shave your hair off, see if it does. For me, I tried it out. I didn't see it. I didn't see any drawbacks. I didn't see anything was like, oh wow, and most times that's the case. It's just us projecting that fear, thinking, oh, making it a bigger deal than it is. It is a big deal to lose your hair, don't get me wrong, because you've had it all your life, like I said. But when you come to terms with it in the more practical sense, it's not your personality. It's
Yeah.
and a very small aspect of your life if you look at the grand scheme of things. And yeah, just try it out and then you'll see for yourself.